Welcome back to The Explainer. Okay, today we are looking at something absolutely massive in the digital product space. We're going to unpack a wildly popular educational printables business model, specifically looking at a product called Luxury Phonics Printables. If you've ever found yourself wondering how on earth creators are stocking their digital shops with so much educational content so fast, well, you're in the exact right place. Okay, let's dive into this. Can you really build a passive income stream just from kids' phonics worksheets? I know, it sounds incredibly niche, right? But the reality is, literally thousands of digital creators are out there doing exactly this right now. So we're going to break down how this whole ecosystem actually works and figure out whether a new tool claiming to totally shortcut the production process is actually worth your time and your money for sure. First off, we need to understand that this isn't just some passing trend that peaks during back-to-school season and then completely fades away. No way. The demand for high-quality educational printables is totally evergreen. Year-round, you've got parents, teachers, and a massive, rapidly growing number of homeschoolers actively hunting for structured materials to help their kids learn. They need this stuff just as much in January as they do in August. So, here's our roadmap for today's explainer. We'll start with the demand for educational printables, then unpack luxury phonics printables, look at prompts versus finished worksheets, discuss where to sell them, give you the fine print warning, and wrap up with our final verdict. All right, jumping right into section 1, demand for educational printables, the booming market for kids' education. You know, homeschooling has seen absolutely explosive growth lately. We're talking millions of students shifting to home-based learning all over the world. And that creates this beautifully evergreen niche. Plus, the buyer value here is incredibly strong. Customers aren't just popping in to buy one single worksheet, they want the whole shebang. They're bundling packs and activity collections together. But here's the real secret to success for those top Etsy sellers. They don't chase trends. They build incredibly deep catalogs within complementary niches, like phonics. It's all about volume and variety. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what we mean by catalog depth. You've got these highly targeted, really nice quality worksheets for the OG family, like dog and log, sitting right next to the IG family, like pig and wig. A buyer trying to teach a kid to read, they're going to need both. They need a systematic progression of highly visual, engaging content. And from there, you just scale those variations right into the and at word families. Imagine generating not just 4, but hundreds of these interconnected pages. Actually, it's like building a giant puzzle. That is exactly how a seller creates a highly scalable product line that practically guarantees customers keep coming back for the next lesson. Okay, moving to section 2, unpacking luxury phonics printables and unboxing that $17 offer. So let's take a look at what's actually inside this newly launched bundle from Elvira PLR Launches. They claim it'll help you capitalize on this exact booming market. Inside, you're getting 500 structured phonics prompts. These are for things like tracing, word building, early reading. It also throws in some DFY, or done for you, printable assets to help you build the pages. And crucially, it includes full PLR, private label rights, and commercial rights. The whole package is specifically designed to radically speed up the workflow for creators. But what makes this really intriguing is the ridiculously low barrier to entry. The front-end launch price is just $17. For side hustlers trying to stock up an Etsy shop without blowing hundreds of dollars on freelance graphic designers, that highly accessible one-time price point is a huge production advantage. Which brings us to section 3, prompts versus finished worksheets, or as I like to call it, the big aha contrast. Now, this is absolutely crucial. This is the pivot point of today's explainer, so listen up. A lot of beginners go into this with the expectation that they are buying 500 finished, beautifully designed, ready-to-sell worksheets. They think they can just upload them, kick back, and sip their coffee. But the reality? It's completely different. You are actually buying 500 highly structured AI prompts. These are designed to generate the ideas and content so you can actually make those worksheets yourself. Your results depend entirely on the design effort you're willing to put in. Basically, you take the structured prompts from the pack and you feed them into AI tools like ChatGPT or whatever your favorite is. The AI then spits out the foundational educational content, and then you have to format it into your final layouts. So it's a prompt-based content tool meant to speed up your creation. It is absolutely not a magical push-button solution. Let's move to section 4, where to sell them, turning those prompts into actual products. Let's see how this builds out.
Once you've designed your brilliant new worksheets, how do you actually make money off them? Well, thanks to that commercial license, your options are wide open. You can bundle them up into worksheet packs for Etsy. You could format them into early learning activity books and publish them on Amazon KDP. You can even sell them directly to homeschool community resources, or just offer them as digital downloads on Gumroad. The core content stays the same, but your distribution channels are incredibly versatile.
And hey, let's just briefly remind ourselves why digital products are a total game changer. Instant delivery. There is absolutely no shipping to worry about, no physical inventory taking up space in your garage, and the customer gets their download the literal second they pay. It's beautiful. All right, Section 5, the fine print warning. Time to read the restrictive terms. I really want you to pay close attention here, because transparency is key when we're looking at business tools. Let's look at a direct excerpt pulled right from their policy. It says, refunds will not be granted once the files, links, or product access have been successfully delivered. Wow. Okay, the creator is being highly restrictive here. They're stating very clearly that you are not getting a refund if you're just dissatisfied, or if you lack experience, or if you misunderstood how prompt-based creation works, or even if you don't like the AI generation quality. So, is their heavily advertised 14-day refund an actual guarantee? Honestly, no. No, it's not. Functionally, the second you download this product, you are locked into a no-refund policy. That 14-day window, it really only applies if you technically cannot access the files and their support team completely fails to fix it. You absolutely need to know this before handing over your money. Finally, Section 6, the final verdict. Breaking down our 4.1 out of 5 rating. So, the crucial point is really just weighing the pros against the cons. On the plus side, it's a really solid $17 value, it serves a massive, evergreen niche demand, and having 500 structured prompts is going to let you scale a catalog incredibly fast. But the cons are just as clear. This is not a push-button solution. It strictly requires you to sit down and do the design and layout work, and yes, it carries a highly restrictive refund policy. Bottom line, for the right buyer, someone actually ready to put in the elbow grease, this is an excellent toolkit, but it is absolutely not passive income without that initial hard work. Overall, it earns a very respectable 4.1 out of 5 rating. I'm going to leave you with this final, provocative thought to chew on. Do you actually have the time and the willingness to design to turn these 500 prompts into a real, functioning business? The raw materials are sitting right there, but the execution? That's entirely up to you. Think about that as you plan your next digital product venture. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep learning.